Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you're gonna watch this, you're gonna know the whole movie. The whole thing. You have been warned.
They're weird during the day.
I was just cleaning it.
And even weirder at night?
There's something wrong with Nana and Papa.
They're just old. Bear with it for a couple of days.
Nana, you okay?
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to the F&M Movie Review Show. Today, we interviewed The Visit, and yeah, we'll talk about a full spoilers in case you weren't warned earlier in the video, which you should have been, so I think we're going to be okay. We're going to review The Visit! So, my name is Kyle H. Benjamin.
And I'm Andres Gutierrez.
And this is the F&M Movie Review Show.
Alright, so my first impression for The Visit was a pretty bad one, considering it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and he's had one of probably the worst track records in the history of Hollywood recently. I mean, we have... It's hard not to say it without getting pissed off. The Last Airbender. We have After Earth. We have, what, Lady in the Water.
Yeah,
what... That's about it. So yeah, my first impression of The Visit, I thought it was gonna suck.
Same. I saw the trailer and I was not impressed. It's lost footage. I'm not the biggest fan of lost footage, so I was like, eh. And then like the first, yeah, that'll happen later. But yeah, it wasn't that great of an impression. I mean, M. Night, so.
I'd say the biggest standout in the movie was it had some really good effective jump scares in it. Some pretty good setups to those jump scares. For example, probably the best one in the movie is when the Nana is going one of her many batshit crazy nights. The two kids set up a camera in the living room to capture what she's actually doing, and then she walks past it once. She's out of frame.
And then you hear like a
little crawling action, and all of a sudden, the old hag just jumps up right in front of the camera and screams her freaking loudest and scares the living shit out of me.
I almost
and I was
pants.
like, oh my god.
I farted. He didn't hear it, but I farted. Not even kidding. I farted. Sorry. It's not funny.
Bro. Alright. So yeah, it has some really good effective jump scares, and also had a pretty decent plot twist as to who the grandparents actually turned out to be.
The grandparents are not the grandparents.
They weren't their grandparents. It was on it was like Friday night or something like that. The kids were Skyping with their mother. She just got back from her cruise with her boyfriend. They were trying to tell her that there's something wrong with their grandparents. They want her to pick them up like right then and there.
And she's just like, it's okay, they're old. That's what old people do.
Yeah, and then they do it when the grandparents are outside, and they decide to show the mother through a Skype camera what they're doing. And as soon as they get back onto her, she's like, "You've been staying with those people. Those aren't your grandparents."
Another cool thing was learning the disorders these kids developed because of their absence of a father. Like, that was pretty cool. Like, the kid developed this germaphobe thing to where he couldn't touch anything without like paper towels or anything, and so he was a complete germaphobe. And then his sister couldn't look in the mirror. She couldn't even look at her reflection because she
couldn't look at herself in the mirror.
She had no self-esteem or anything because of her father. So like that starts developing throughout the movie, and at the end, both of their phobias become a reality because of these crazy people. Like, the old man will have accidents and he'll poop, and he has like a man diaper, and the kid at the end froze, and he's like, "Oh, so I heard you don't like germs." He shoves the diaper in his face.
A fresh that he just took right then and there. He has a prostate problem to where he has to wear adult diapers, and we actually hear a few minutes later that he just crapped himself, and he changes himself right in front of the younger kid. What do you think his condition was? Like probably like schizophrenia or something like that?
They both had
disorder?
Her disorder was something with the sun. Like she had a chemical reaction with not only the sun, but the moon, to where it would literally make her crazy and do weird crap.
I mean, in the morning, she would start off all right.
She had to always cook in the day.
But as the day went on, her condition would get worse, where she started getting it's a little off.
She'd be like hanging in the air. She'd be like,
yeah, a little off. And as soon as 9:30 comes on, when they're specifically told to go to bed right at 9:30, don't ever come out of the room. But what do kids do? They don't listen.
And then she's like crawling on the ground doing the grudge thing.
Yeah, she gets total bad crazy.
Another good thing about the movie was I thought it had a really good message at the end as far as don't hold on to anger.
It did.
The mother had a little speech at the end about how
she told the reason what happened when she left.
Right.
She finally told.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie they're trying to understand what happened between the mother and the grandparents because they had a falling out. Well, finally at the end the mother tells the kids what happened with the falling out. And at the end she ends up saying, don't hold on to anger because it can ruin your life and you don't want to live with hate. Just be happy. Mm-hmm. So I had a good message. Yeah,
it's just like what you would hear at the end of American History X, life's too short to be pissed off all the time. So.
One bad thing that I have to say was there were points in the movie where the little boy was a rapper, like a wannabe rapper, and he would just go spitting rhymes and trying to be hardcore. It was pretty stupid. It was pretty silly. Like it was like there's no point in this. Like he'd be going on for like 2 to 3 minutes in the film of just doing a rap, and I'm like.
Yeah, the worst part is when he was with the ticket guy on the train.
Yeah, and the ticket guy's like giving him a beat, just this random stranger. He's like, I want to be an actor, so I'm going to do a beat for you. It's like, that's the beat too.
Yeah, he goes from actor to beatboxer, apparently.
And I'm like, oh god, this is terrible.
Another really bad thing for me is that it started off pretty slow.
It was slow.
It started off
like
really,
the first
really
10, 15 minutes, I was like, this is your typical M. Night Shyamalan movie. This is going to suck. But then...
It's not until about Tuesday night where things start to... It takes the... As we know, like one of the producers of the film was Paranormal Activity, kind of recycled that old trick with the first movie to that nothing really starts to happen until like the second night. So yeah, so some people might have some problems with that pacing. Another bad point for me was they ended it with the kids rapping. It's like, my brother insists on putting this in. Like, after that somber moment, where she said, don't hang on to anger, then you have to go on to that.
They should have ended it there. And then, like, when the credits are rolling, he's doing, like, a 3-minute rap of what they went through in the movie. And they're like, having a good time, and they're laughing, and they're having fun. I'm like, wait a second. You guys just went through a traumatic experience where you almost died. You found out that your real grandparents are dead and they were murdered. A woman got hung outside. You had to kill these people to get away and stay alive. And you're having fun about it. I don't think that would happen. If I was a 14-year-old kid, I'd be pretty traumatized, and I wouldn't be laughing about that situation.
You'd probably be in therapy, if anything.
Yes. So that was like the biggest problem I had with it. But besides that, all in all, not bad.
Also, another thing that I didn't like is they might paint a picture of the senior elder community in a bad light, because at the first part they use the excuse of everything that was wrong with them. It's just because they're old. It's just because they're old. Old people do this. And I was like, my grandparents don't do that. My grandparents are pretty good. They don't, go all bad crazy when the night comes down. They don't themselves. They don't have to worry. My grandparents are good. So that's the one thing I also didn't like, is that they kind of, out of these two people in particular, they kind of try to paint the whole elderly community as like, oh, they all have these kinds of problems. They're just old. Deal with it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was maybe a little harsh at times to old people. So old people, don't watch this movie. You might get a heart attack too. That was mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alright, so my final thought is that it turned out to actually be a pretty decent movie. Like I said, it had slow moments, particularly at the beginning, but it actually turned out to be really good. Like I said, really good setups to the scares, really good deliveries with the scares, really good acting as well.
The kids were fantastic.
The kids were fantastic. The elderly couple were fantastic. There was only like less than 10 actors in the entire film.
There wasn't that many at all. It was M. Night Shyamalan's lowest budget film ever, feature film. So it was around $3 million. So pretty dang good for that budget.
Yeah, it was a really good, decent movie. Not a horror, but a good thriller with some pretty horrific moments in it.
Yeah, my final thoughts is it was good. It was definitely a shocker. It was a surprise. His best film in probably like a decade. It's been a while since he's had a film this good. So I would definitely recommend watching it.
Alright, so I'd have to give this a solid 3.5 out of 5. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but it does have great effective scares. The drawbacks was that it paints the elderly community in a negative light through most of it. It starts off really slow, and the kids rapping was pretty ridiculous, and at some points also just like unnecessary.
Yeah, I will give it a 3.5 as well. 3.5 out of 5. It was good. Not great, but good. It scared me quite a few times. I farted for one of the scares, so that's got to tell you something, right? Okay. All right, this was the F&M Movie Review Show. Thank you for sticking by. We will do a review show right after this. We will be uploading it around the same time, Pawn Sacrifice, so look forward to that. Next week, we are doing a 3-film review show, which we're going to release back to back to back. We're doing Black Mass, Everest, and Maze Runner Scorched Trial. So that's going to be a big deal. Be there. Please, seriously, we need you to be there. So, thank you. This is the F&M Movie Review Show. I'm Kyle H. Benjamin.
I'm Andres Gutierrez.
This was, once again, the F&M Movie Review Show. Because I said it already like 3 times.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a thumbs up down below? And while you're at it, why not hit the subscribe button to see more? Thanks again, guys.